What's
What's
going
up?
on, children? I'm back. This video is gonna be slightly different from most. I'm going to be looking over a video from our good friend PokPokMini here. Um, Again, of course, this music's royalty free, so please, YouTube, I didn't do anything bad. And we're here today with J Roy. J Roy, say hi for me.
Bonjour. My screen just went black.
Yeah. So we're basically on Discord right now, and as soon as I get off the tab, it goes black. So do not worry. Um, Chicken Wings is also with us. Chicken Wings, give me a holler. All right. and the last person that's here with us is Silver Adam. Silver Adam, give me a wazza.
Hello.
All right. All right. We take those two. We take those two. All right.
Man, me and Piggy was on perfect sync. Oh my
So,
god. Oh my god.
I'm gonna full screen this, um, so that you guys can see this. All right. So again, all of this video is from PokPok's video. And I asked him, before we did this, if I could do this, and he said yes. So I have Discord proof, so you guys can't do shit. All right. So let's get into this. Basically, what we're gonna do is we're going to every time we pause the video on some of the points that PokPok makes, we are going to react and say what we think and everyone's opinions at the end of the video. All right.
This thing is 16 minutes long. Good god. This is gonna be
No,
good.
Popo put a lot of effort into this. You guys should definitely drop him a sub if you guys haven't already. All right.
Alright.
Vamonos.
I've been playing Brawlhalla recently,
Sorry for my
and I've been
quality.
watching all the moves the characters do, all the jumps in midair, all the
Jumps.
side lates, end lates, everything, and I've been a little jealous, you know, I've been a little jealous. But this got me thinking, what actually is the hardest move in Brawlhalla to do? What takes the most skill on the character's part to actually perform?
Orb.
So today, I thought I would take a crack at answering that question. Just look at all the moves, look at all the characters, see what happens, what move would actually be the hardest to perform in real life. Now, I do have some rules, you know, like, we're not just going into this blind. No aerials, obviously, because who's going to be able to jump in midair in real life?
It's
Nobody.
fair.
No signatures, because most of them involve magic, and unless you're fucking Gandalf the Great, I don't know how you're going to be doing that one. So I did a
Not
little
getting off the
research.
grid.
I've
Yeah, you gotta be
eliminated some
Gandalf the Great,
options
bro.
from the list of weapons we need to check out. So first off, I'm eliminating blasters right off the bat. This
Okay. So what do you guys before he starts talking about his points? What do you guys at the moment think is the hardest?
Shit, I'll say orb too, cause who the fuck got the powers to throw a ball, come back to it, throw it again, whip it around your whole body, and then throw it again?
Dude,
I don't got
so
that
are
much
you telling me?
hand that
Wait,
eye
wait, wait, wait,
coordination.
wait. So, orb is not an orb. It's actually just frisbee. Prove me wrong.
You mean boomerang?
Yeah, I'm sorry, a boomerang. Yeah,
A boomerang.
it's actually
I'm
just a
sorry.
boomerang. Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. You can't exactly.
this weapon, if you have a pair of guns, you can do every move that is in its pool. Like down lights, just stick your
America.
ground, side light, neutral light, just shoot in the air. Pretty much, if you have a pair of guns, you can do this weapon. So originally, I
Pa
thought
pa
attacks might
pa.
be a little difficult to do, but most of the attacks, just if you're pretty strong, you
Epic.
can throw them. Downlight is just hitting up. Side light and neutral light are just hitting your opponent. It's a pretty easy weapon to use. Bow was another
But
one that I
axe is
thought would
really
be a little
heavy
more
though.
difficult, but really,
An
if you're
axe.
just good with a bow, you can kind of just do every single attack. Neutral light is just shoot the bow, and side light and down light require a little more skill, but like if you can do an attack, you can pretty much use bow.
He makes some fair points, I'd say.
Now, if we were talking aerials, Hammer would win right off the bat. Like, recovery, you are physically throwing your opponent under you and then giving yourself more height from that. How? Just how? But
It's not that hard.
relatively, like, its grounded moves aren't that
I
hard.
don't know,
Side
man.
light is kicking your opponent,
Yeah,
I
I
don't know about
seriously
that,
wish I
but
could
okay.
fix
your
that.
opponent,
I'm real confused
and
on what y'all are talking
down light
about.
might be the
You
hardest
ready?
because
Like
you
I have
have
a
to,
good
like, hit the...
example when you pause it.
Wait, what? Okay,
All
go
right, so
ahead.
listen. So listen, I have a good example. You ready? When you really think about it, when people are doing the ball team challenge, right, for track, right? It's basically the same thing. You're taking something, you're pushing it below you, and you're thrusting off of it in order to get higher. That's
Thrusting.
basically what it is.
Okay, alright.
2 hours later.
Alright, so we took a huge break. I'm probably gonna make a bloopers video on this, so look out for that. Cause that was some of the stupidest things I've ever seen. We in the process, J-Roy left to go take a shower because of his lady friend, and
You.
what is it? We figured out that Chicken Wings actually wasn't watching the stream at all and had to pull it up on YouTube on Xbox for some reason. So
Story.
okay, let's continue. All right, Chicken Wings, start the video now.
The ground hard enough to make all that dust appear, but really,
Okay, I was
compared to
supposed to have the
other
balls, I
things
had to
later
bring
down
them.
the road, it's not
Whoops.
even going in the same ballpark. I had high hopes for Greatsword because of just the sheer amount of attacks that you can throw
You see my
while
point?
grounded with this thing. But none of them are really all that hard. There's a little bit of fancy footwork here and there,
Fancy
some
footwork.
attacks that you probably have to master the weapon to do, but in reality, nothing's all that hard.
I don't know about
Now,
that.
if I was doing this fairly, Or would win right off the bat. Because
Exactly.
unless you're doing some magnetic mumbo jumbo with the
Magnetic
orb and the
mumbo
metals, I don't know.
jumbo.
There's no way you're using this thing. All the characters that use it use magic, so there's no way you can do that in just real life. But because this video
Mumbo
isn't
jumbo.
fair, and I'm the creator, so shut up.
Tell him,
Or
Fofo.
doesn't win. It's out. It eliminated by.
It's
I was hoping
it's eliminated
Sword
by.
Sidelight would prove something hard, but looking at it closely, it's really not. It's just you spin in a circle and hold the sword away. There's nothing hard about this.
Bro,
Neutralite is
facts.
hitting your opponent, and
Yeah, he's
Downlight
got a
is
point.
hitting your opponent, but down.
But
Scythe's
down.
another one I had high hopes for it because of its crazy aerial strings, but its grounded attacks just really aren't that complicated. Downlight is just catching your opponent, Neutralite is hitting your opponent up, and Sidelight is just kicking them a couple of times. Really, it's not all that hard of a weapon to do. Katars was another one that I had really high hopes for. Its Sidelight, like, you jump into a somersault into a stance ready to fight again. That looks hard. But
That looks
compared to the stuff
complicated.
later on, it's not even in the same ballpark, really. Like, it's a difficult move to perform,
Not
probably
even
even while having
ballpark.
20 pounds of armor on, but it's really not all that hard compared to the other stuff.
Alright.
So if you've been paying
Respect
attention,
it.
you might have noticed that I was going through the list alphabetically, and I skipped over a couple of weapons.
Alphabetically, and you the guitars.
Into and really
Idiot.
see how hard
just
it would
kidding,
be
just
to
kidding.
perform the moves that these weapons have.
Sorry, Poke.
These weapons are cannon, gauntlets, spear, and
Gauntlets.
lance. I'll go over them each
Spear?
individually and show why each weapon has a move that just makes it so hard. The problem
Okay.
with cannon mainly comes from size and weight. Like, you're lugging around this giant piece of metal.
Is he using John
and
Cena
using
to
it
measure
swing
metal
and do all
heights?
these attacks that the characters almost do
Wait, you're going
effortlessly.
slightly too fast there.
To know how hard this would be to do in real life, we would need to find how heavy the cannon actually is. And to do that, you first need to find a unit of measurement in the game, because none
Yeah.
of the characters actually have a height that is confirmed.
It's true.
The best way to do this
I
is to
agree with
find somebody who actual
Also,
height
you're going too
is
fast.
known.
We haven't even
Somebody
gone to the John
who's
Cena
in
part.
real life, and we know their height as a fact.
I'm paused.
I'll leave this to the WWE crossover, as we know
Alright,
John Cena's height,
now
and we
he's
can use
talking about
this
the
as a unit
WWE
of measurement.
crossover.
6 foot. So if we match Sidra
Yeah, John Cena, 6
up
foot.
to Dwayne The Rock Johnson in game,
Now we're
we can
playing.
find out how she compares and then measure that to see Sidra's height, using
He
that
said Dwayne
length
The Rock
to
Johnson,
find
so
the length
Johnson.
of the cannon.
EGO.
Oh, and also, if you're wondering why I'm using Sidra for this, the only reason is because she's my favorite canon character. That's
Yeah! Me and Popo agree.
From the screenshot here, we can see that Sidra and John Cena nearly stand at the exact same height.
I don't know. I
And
think
from
it's
some
just
incredible
slightly
miracle, me
taller.
putting my
I mean, just
ruler
'cause of her
onto my
hair,
screen to
but-
measure John Cena's height has turned out that 6 feet is exactly 1 inch. And using this reference,
Oh,
we can also find that
that's
Sidra is
interesting.
exactly 1 inch, which all the characters are based from the same character model, so I kind of
I
expected
like the
that,
music.
but Sidra's 6
Yo,
feet tall.
facts.
Like
so
off
it's
topic,
not that
bro.
much.
Off topic, like the music.
From this screenshot here,
Yeah,
we
the music's
clearly
not
see
bad, I
Sidra
like it.
holding the cannon in a position that'll let us calculate its height. So measuring Sidra's height,
Measure
of
the
6 feet, we
cannon.
can measure the cannon and compare them. The cannon ends up being 1.1 inches long. So
1.1.
just over 6
Alright,
feet.
big maths.
Cannon's also a half an inch wide, so
Math is
3
not my
feet on
specialty.
average. Next, we have to find out the thickness of the cannon. And
Thick.
looking at the screenshot, we can clearly see a cannonball
That's
coming out
thicky,
that looks
huh?
pretty hefty.
Oh, yeah,
we'll call
hefty.
This cannonball probably 18 pounds,
like Mickey
which
Mouse?
translates to 5 inches wide. Add another 2 inches for the sides of the cannon, and you'll probably have a 7-inch thick cannon.
Whew.
Now we
That's
can use
one
this
thunker
information
dunker.
to find the volume of the
Thunker
cannon,
dunker.
which comes out to about 1,540.4 cubic
Bro, we
inches.
really getting into math. What are
Now
you
to find the
what is
actual
cubic
weight
inch?
of the cannon,
I don't
you
know
have
math.
to
I don't
know
math.
what metal it's made out of. And for this, we're just going to use Skyforge cannon because
Skyforge.
it makes it easy.
Okay.
And I'm assuming it's not actually made of sky because that would
That'd
my
make
life
his
harder.
job
I don't
way
want
harder.
that. So if Goldforge cannon's made out of gold, we're going to
He's
assume the
losing it with
Skyforge
these
cannon's
killers.
made out of silver.
What?
Now the
Oh.
density of silver is about 26.88 grams per cubic inch. So if we multiply this number
28.88.
by the actual size of the cannon, we will get how heavy this cannon is. So the cannon comes out
He's
to
getting
about
really into this, man.
413,791
Yeah.
grams, or 413.8 kilograms.
Numbers.
Which, heavy, very heavy.
Heavy,
That's
very
about
heavy.
912 pounds. So basically, these characters are swinging around, hitting people with a 900-pound piece of silver in their hands. On Cannon's
Big
side,
facts,
like,
bro.
This character is swinging this thing fully upwards to hit their opponent, requiring a tremendous amount of strength, one that no human has ever come close to acquiring.
I know
Also,
that
this
requires
is
a bit
for
of research there, I
Skyforged
think.
Cannon. Gold is nearly twice as dense as silver is, which would
Dude,
make
he's a big science
Cannon
man.
nearly 2 times as heavy, making the characters even
Easy.
stronger. And they do this all with ease. Cannon's
He's got a point.
currently in the #1 for the hardest move to do in Brawlhalla.
He's got a point.
After all of that calculations, let's take a relaxing break and do just a little bit of looking at the move and seeing what's happening. We're gonna move on to gauntlets now. Now some of gauntlets moves.
Alright, I don't know. I think this one's sus.
Side light, okay, you can jump. That would work. It might be a little difficult. Down light, you're hitting them up, so it might be a little bit more difficult. But what I wanted to look at was neutral light, and I don't actually know if what my idea
I don't
is
know.
gonna work out here. Now I want you to
Yeah, I
watch
don't
this
think.
clip
I
real
don't know.
quick.
I don't know if that's gonna work
Catch
out.
that? That might be the hardest move to do in all of Brawlhalla. See, if we hop here into frame step, we can see Wushang do
Frame
a
step.
ton of punches in a very short amount of time. 1, 2, 3, 4. How many is that? Like, I'm gonna have to slow that
okay,
down to
alright.
count it. So
Point
during
taken.
the course of the actual attack animation, Wushang throws 11 punches. We're gonna need to find
Damn.
out how
He big
long
strong.
that attack animation has, and see what the world record is for the most punches thrown in that amount of
Dude,
time.
that's a thing?
So Wushang actually throws 11 punches in less than a second.
Wait, pause the
0.62
video,
seconds.
chicken wings.
World
Jeez.
That's a thing?
What's the thing?
There's a world record for the amount of punches that you can throw? That
Wait,
someone has
wait,
thrown before?
Wait, that's what he said?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know he said that. I'm slow.
world record for most punches thrown in a single second is 20, and Wushang
20?
throws 11 in 0.62
Jesus.
seconds. So,
Damn.
saying that he kept up that rate
I
for
hate
the
Wushang.
entire time, he'd probably hit
How do you do
20
that?
on a very good run. So, he's not
What?
quite out of actual human levels here, but he is doing quite well and is getting towards that world record. But that's not what we're looking for. We're looking for the hardest move, and Cannon beats out Gauntlet Neutral Light by 1,000 times. So
Maybe 'cause
we're
of
gonna
that
have to go to the
weight.
next weapon for answers. The next weapon I want to look at was Spear. And while Neutral Light and Side Light might not be all that hard to do, it was Down Light that I wanted to look at. Because you're
That was
actually
nice.
planting your spear into the ground
Alright,
and
Terry's back.
jumping off of it to do a
Facts.
flurry of kicks,
Hi.
almost balancing yourself on that spear. that
I'm
is still
dripping
in the
wet
ground.
right now. Pause.
Alright, pause.
Whoa! Pause the video. Pause the video. Wait a minute. Wait. You can't come into the goal and be like, I'm dripping wet right now. What?
I said I'm dripping wet right now.
2 hours later.
On the ground. And this move to me just looks incredibly hard. So if we look at this move here, we see Wushang balance on his spear and do a series of blows in a very short amount of time. And if we look at the frame step version of this attack, we see him plant his spear,
Is Wushang Japanese
kick
now that I
once,
think about it?
snatch it, and then hit twice
His
with
name
his leg
means-
and then
oh.
his spear. Now,
It means
I don't know
woo.
how hard this
Sean.
would be to actually do in real life.
Oh, so it's
But
part of the Wu game with
Don't
Pop
blame me
Smoke?
if I don't
Lit.
think it's as hard as swinging a 900-pound cannon around like it's a feather.
I mean, he's got a point.
So,
You don't want to be looking around
While
900
spear
pounds.
definitely is up there with some of the hardest moves, I don't think it's nearly as hard as even gauntlets or cannon. And the last one I wanted to look
okay.
at was actually lance. And
Sure.
you might be thinking, well, it's kind of just standing there holding a lance and moving very slightly while being propelled by a rocket. Well,
Sure.
yes, but I actually wanted to look at the downlight here. Because in the downlight's animation, you can see that the fire that's propelling the character up in all these situations is being used as a fire to propel the spear backwards, being held in place to damage your opponent. So if we take a look here, we can see that Lance Recovery is used by Orion to propel himself upwards.
But he should have kept
at
it.
a
He
certain
should just
speed.
redid that.
And if we
Like
can
kept doing
figure
it
out
over and over.
how heavy Orion and his lance are together, and how fast that he's being propelled, we can figure out the force that this lance
Oh
is
boy, time to
propelling
get time to
backwards.
use
held in
physics
place
on
by
us
Orion.
boys here.
So it takes the lance that Orion is carrying about 1.4 seconds to cover 20 feet.
Yo, y'all, I gotta
and
go. I have
holding
people
on.
over. I'll be right back, alright?
Now we know that Orion is basically just a suit of medieval armor.
Try that again.
One eternity later.
And the average suit of medieval armor weighs about 55 pounds. And Orion
Damn.
is made of gold. The density of gold is about 2.5 times the density of iron. So if we multiply 55 by 2.5,
I mean, you
we
use
get
one heavy dude to do
137.5
this, man.
pounds, which is about the weight of Orion. And if the lance was Skyforged, which I didn't have Skyforged on, but that's just a me problem.
That's
If the lance
just
was
me,
Skyforged,
bro.
would probably weigh about 150 pounds as well. This means that the entire load that the lance is carrying is probably about 285 pounds, which it does this distance relatively easily in about 1.4 seconds.
I mean, it takes
That's
quite a lot of
20
charge
meters
up,
in
I'd say.
1.4 seconds. To do just the push upwards, it would take about 53 pounds of force, not including all the weight that it's being carried behind for the lance. Which means that it'll probably take about 350 pounds of force when the lance is pushing at full throttle. Now, when Orion does his downlight, he is holding the lance in place while the lance is propelling itself backwards, which we know can do at least 350 pounds of force. So Orion is just easily standing there, 350 pounds going backwards, but holding it in place.
Yeah,
Now, that
you gotta
might
be really
sound
strong.
like a lot, but you gotta remember that just a couple of minutes ago, we had a person just swing a 900-pound cannon straight up.
Alright,
So
facts.
while this is an impressive feat, and it's way more impressive than what Gauntlets and Spear did, it's still not quite at the level of Cannon. And that means that we have our winner. Cannon, just holding a 900-pound thing right there, probably will win every time. So, officially, our winner is... Wait a second. I just thought of something.
Oh god.
With unarmed, you can literally just
Isn't it
punch
stone, not
anybody
metal?
off the stage, just casually. And Onyx is literally made of metal. So
Onyx is
with
not
your
made of
bare
metal.
hand,
What?
you can
It's-
punch.
she's
It's
stone.
a rock, bro.
Holding the 900-pound
Stone.
cannon
She's a
off of the
gargoyle,
stage.
hello?
If we take a look at Onyx, we can see that she's still about 6 feet tall and carrying a cannon. Now, to figure out how much she weighs, you're going to need to know what type of rock she is. And some of you might say,
Oh, okay, she
she's
fixed her
Onyx,
error.
she's an Onyx, ha,
I mean,
ha, ha."
Poke
But
fixes
looking at
error.
her, she very clearly isn't an Onyx, as Onyx is a black gemstone, and she looks to be made of what looks like a gray rock. Onyx looks to be made of limestone, which correlates with how most gargoyles were made back
I
in
mean,
medieval
that's
times.
just an assumption.
Density of limestone is about 2.4 grams per cubic centimeter, which is relatively dense for a mineral of its kind. To know
Okay.
Onyx's weight, we have to find
Science.
her volume. She's about 6 feet tall and about 2 feet wide, and I'd probably say that she's a foot thick. This gives us a volume of
Foot
about 12
thick.
cubic feet.
Oh, so
12
thick.
cubic feet is about 365 cubic centimeters. Plug all the numbers we have into a calculator, and you get
Calculator.
Onyx to be about 876 pounds. About the same
Wow.
weight of actually a Skyforged cannon. which means that when you wind up for that unarmed punch, you're punching nearly 1,800 pounds. And you could probably make the argument of, oh yeah, you could do it with every other weapon, but with those, you have weapons. This is just straight knuckle to rock here, sending them rocketing off stage. Now,
Well,
I'm
what
still
if
not sure
your
which one would
knuckle
actually be
had
harder, the cannon swinging it around or the
things?
unarmed punch of punching an
Brass
1,800
knuckles?
pound
Yeah.
monster off of a
What if
stage
everyone has
floating in
brass
the
knuckles?
sky.
Well, actually,
But
that's a lie. So
for continuity's sake,
actually,
I'm just
no.
probably gonna say unarmed is harder.
I mean, you know,
This means that after all this time, we finally found out
you never know. They could
unarmed,
be.
a
Legends
giant
could be
wild
working out.
haymaker is the hardest move to
a
perform in real
giant
life in
wild
Brawlhalla.
haymaker is the
These
hardest
characters
move.
are packing some heat because every character has gone unarmed,
Apparently.
and every character
Well,
can
in
punch
real
this
life,
hard. So every
I think.
character in Brawlhalla is just 30 times stronger than any character in real life. Thanks for watching my video. It's been fun to do all these calculations. I'm not gonna sit here and beg for likes and subscribes, but I'm still pretty.
No, you guys, I'm gonna beg for likes and subscribes for him. I really
He
think
said
that
he's
this
back.
video was really well done. He put in a lot of work on this, and I guess there was like a
J-Boy
lot of
is
math,
back, by
and
the
some
way.
people don't like math, but at the same time, he put a lot of effort. He did the math. He did the calculation for us, and I respect that. I respect that. So
You know, I think
so
that's
I
gonna
mean,
do it.
what are you guys' opinions? What do you guys think is the best? I don't think it's unarmed. I get it. Yeah, unarmed has like like yeah, can punch 18,000. I mean like 1,800 like pounds of rock. You know, talk about Onyx with her cannon. But at the same time, the cannon itself was ridiculously like
Are you talking about like the hardest move in real life, or just in a game in general?
no in real life.
So you
That's
think
the title of the
carrying?
video, bro.
Okay, oh, so you think? So you think using a cannon would be the hardest?
Yeah, because
Actually, now that
you're lugging around a cannon.
now that you think about it, yeah.
You're lugging around a cannon, and like he did the calculations for a cannon, bro. It's around like 900 pounds. Like, and I mean, yeah, I guess you can punch rock, I guess, and like yeah, that sends them flying. But at the same time, it's like you can still punch a rock. I mean, yeah, as much as like you know in Brawlhalla, there's like a ridiculous knockback. It's still you can still punch a rock. Like you can punch any rock that you see. That it can be like you can punch a mountain. That's over 1,800 pounds. So I mean, like let's be honest here. But I don't know. That's my
Yeah.
opinion. I think from the calculations that he did, um, I think that Cannon wins. What do you guys think? What do you guys say?
Yeah, I might have to go with cannon.
All right, that's two cannons. By the way, J Roy left. He joined back
He
and
said
then he
he,
left again. So
he said he's back.
J Roy says cannon. J
I'm
Roy
gonna say
says cannon.
spear.
Why? Because I said so. All right, what do you say, Silver?
He
I'm gonna
said
say
he's back.
spear. Say
Say what?
You say spear.
yeah.
Spear's the
All right, so
hardest.
when you put it like this, when you
Like
say
you're
spear's
saying,
the hardest thing to perform, it's basically like a javelin when you
Downlight.
put it.
It's because you're at a 45 angle after you hit a downlight. That means you're hovering midair. Back.
But like you got to think about it in Japanese culture or whatever. You like when you're training, you have extreme balance.
yeah, how are you gonna balance on something that's already like angled to fall?
Yeah, and then you're also
Like you're gonna
kicking
need a
somebody
lot
at
of
the same
momentum, and
time.
then to take the
Remember, you're
spear
kicking
off the
someone at the
ground and
same
everything.
time.
How did Wushang not fall?
I don't know. He pulled up from God.
Like that's I
Some
don't know.
Jackie
That might
Chan
be
type
slightly
stuff.
impossible to do. That might be
He did some
slightly
Jackie
impossible to
Chan
do.
type stuff. I mean, you can't spell impossible without possible.
Eh.
So it could be possible.
Ah, too much
There's somebody in the
optimism.
world who's
Too
done
much
that.
optimism.
Somebody
I
in
don't
the
know.
world
Too
has
much
done it
optimism.
before.
But all right. So Silver, your last verdict is spear.
Yeah.
All right. Well, y'all, I hope you liked this
if you add
video
January
and you
back to
liked
the call,
PokPok's video. If you want to watch this, please give your opinions. Obviously, of course, go down in the comments. Give your opinions. Drop a like, subscribe, and go like and
Lunatic's not
subscribe to PokPok.
subscribed. Lunatic's
Go.
not subscribed.
Shh. And then go
imagine not being
subscribe.
subscribed.
Go. No. I did it for the bit. I did it for the bit. I needed to show you guys. You gotta click that big red button. You gotta click that big red button. Go subscribe to PokPokMini. He did really hard on this video, and I think he deserves credit. So yeah. There's your little bit, so like you can see someone click that subscribe button. Normally you only see yourself click that button, but nah, I showed you me. I showed me clicking that button. Pro skills. Alright, anyway, if you guys like this video, drop a like, subscribe, comment what you thought. Also, again, like I said, subscribe to PokPok and comment, like, and whatever. And yeah, thank y'all for watching. Bye-bye, children.